Hello, chat. Matthew Dropco gifted 1 sub to Parker. I appreciate the sub. Welcome to BTC. Well, how you guys doing today? Thanks for asking, Chris. Appreciate the feedback. A couple hours ago, Jim Cramer posted a tweet. Exit strategy, alts winning against Bitcoin. Let's run a poll. Let's run a poll. Let's see. How's the watch list? Let's see. Bitcoin dominance going down. Gonna need some hopium. There isn't any, man. We'll see where we're at on Sunday, but you don't want to say bull run all the way down to zero because there will be people who just hold all the way down. So we got to see where we're at. Right now, we've broken through 2 of the 3 bull market supports. There's only 1 left. And technically on the weekly, you're through it. So let's see where we're at on the weekend, man. There's going to be people that say bull market all the way down. It's already happening. First it was 105K, then 100K, then 95K. Like, at some point you got to accept it's not going back up. Are we there right now? Well, potentially. We'll see where we're at Sunday. We'll see where we're at Sunday. But you are getting your first sell signal since you broke the super trend in January of 2023. So ideally, we would see Bitcoin bounce. Same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum is also sitting on the super trend. So if we go any lower than this, you're looking at 20% to the downside, 40% to the downside, 25% to the downside. Looks like you go 30% down from whenever you break the super trend. So you're looking at 2,000 Ethereum if we go any lower. My question is, Do you even buy Ethereum if we go down? Because Ethereum's bear market was short-lived last time. It was only 6, 7 months. This one was the full 8 months. So does ETH go all the way back to the trend line, or does it go below the trend line back to the low? That's the question. Giancarlo Riso for 46 months. I appreciate that. Never left the poorhouse. The elevator got stuck. I appreciate the sub. Yeah, I made it out of the poorhouse, but I went back in. So, got to start all over again. But it's not impossible. At least I know it's doable. And I know that if we go any lower, I don't have to add any more money because it's bearish. Whereas in 2022, in 2023, I just kept adding money. But instead of adding money to Bitcoin, I added money to shit and I lost everything. Unfortunately, this market cycle, if you added money to Ethereum, I guess technically you made out, but I mean, even if you bought the exact bottom, you got a 4x. So it's not really a bull run. But I wonder because I'm thinking maybe if Ethereum usually doubles right away. Man, I was watching my old Doge videos and I said the top was in December or August. I said the top was in December, but it was going to be $2. The top was in December, but it was only 50 cents. Sucks. So it's like the charts that I made were right for the altcoins, but they were wrong for Bitcoin. And they were wrong because we never got alt season. But obviously, whatever we saw came true for the location. So maybe those indicators are fully reset. Maybe it'll be earlier next time. Because, man, these altcoins keep topping out at different locations. This one was a year before the top. This one was a year before the top. So if this is going to continue, it's possible Doge just runs until 2028. This is actually possible, man. We might have a short, not a short bear market because this coin's already been going down, but the top keeps moving for these garbage cans. It's also possible the Doge doesn't pump, but skip ETH, go to Sol. Now, the problem with Sol is they're making too many coins. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Solana made a new all-time high. Oh, no, it didn't. It almost made a new all-time high. There's just too many coins, man. So now if this retraces by 80% from September, I guess $50 isn't terrible. Everything in the top 10 made a new all-time high. Yeah, no, I saw that. Even Tron. Or I don't think Cardano did, but yeah. Tron did very well last cycle. It just dropped in July and then that was it. So I don't know, do you just buy Tron? No, I think I'm done. I think I'm done honestly with Deck Screener. I don't think I'm gonna do that next cycle. I'm just gonna buy regular stuff and just accept my fate because it's just too much. There's too many variables now. H bar, I don't think H bar is in the top 10. Kid over two says things are tight. Back to $2 super chats. I appreciate the two, man. Yeah, it's bad, man. I just wish I took out a little bit of money at some point, you know. Like even in the summer I had a lot of money again, but you know, we're always gonna say that, dude. We're always gonna say that. But I appreciate the two. But man, this stock RSI, it didn't cross bearish yet, but by the time it does, it's kind of too late. MSTR looks tasty here. I need to do some research on MicroStrategy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but last year their entry price was like here, and then we capitulated through it by 50%. So whenever Bitcoin falls to 74,000, this is going to go down 50%. Do you think it's possible that it goes back to 60 bucks? Is it possible, you think? I guess that's the question. Like, how low does it go? I am surprised that even though Bitcoin had a bigger return last cycle, MicroStrategy did better this time. That's so bizarre. I don't know. I guess, yeah, I just gotta get in. If it goes to 70 bucks, right? I thought you said Coinbase was better. I mean, I don't know, honestly. It's tricky. Coinbase doesn't want to go down. That's the problem. I'm afraid it's too connected to the stock market. But I was looking this morning, Coinbase fell by 91%. So it's possible maybe it goes back to below 100. But you'd have to buy the exact bottom. And then from the bottom to the peak, it did 13x. So if you did that again, it'd go to $1,000. Yeah, but now you're pushing it. You got to really be accurate here. Or my other plan would be to buy Ethereum at 1,000 and then get a 2x and then swap it for something else. But there's plenty of time to think about it. I'm going to buy MOG. You can't buy meme coins, man. The problem is the meme coins that are out now are not going to be around next time. It's possible, but I mean, you're not going to want to buy it. Like, if you're new to crypto, you're going to see this and you're going to be like, why would I buy this piece of crap? You know? It's like Shiba. Nobody bought Shiba this time. So next market cycle, they'll probably make something else. NPC had a beautiful run, honestly. Yeah, it did a, oh my God, it did 1,000x. But this is the kind of coin where like halfway through the bear market, something goes wrong and it just goes straight down. If we really go into a bear market, this shit is gonna come down. I can already smell it. It's gonna be hacked. But yeah, if we once Ethereum breaks this super trend, man, it gets ugly fast. Bitcoin already broke the weekly super trend. So listen, I mean, you got two options here. You can fight it or you can wait and see what's going to happen. Right? A lot of people are going to remain bullish all the way down. I'm not going to do that just because I know how important it is to not go to zero, even if you lost most of your money. I guess the question is though, how low does Bitcoin go? Because historically, you usually get about 40 to 50% out of this channel. So 40% out of this channel is like 40K. And you know what else? You know why that's actually not impossible? If you guys look at the bottoms for Bitcoin, they're getting closer. So at some point, Bitcoin's not even going to be worth it, man. Look, this was 18x from the bottom to the bottom. This bottom was only a 4x. So from here, you know, you might get 40K again. 30 something. It's possible. So I guess you got to gauge your progress on where's your net worth at the bottom. Do you have more money at the bottom every time? If the answer is yes, then I guess you're doing something right. So maybe the bottom is like 30 to 40K. I guess that's not impossible. And then you go from 40K to 160K. It's not impossible. 36K will be the bottom. Yeah, but if Bitcoin goes to 36K, then you have to imagine MicroStrategy is going to be back at like 40 bucks, bro. I guess you'd have to gamble at 40 bucks, right? Oh, that's where you got the 40 bucks from. Is that where you got it from? Yeah, I cannot stress enough, chat. You cannot let yourself go to zero. Like, I know it sucks. Trust me, I know more than anybody. It sucks. But even if I would have just bought the fucking regular coins, if I would have just bought Bitcoin or MicroStrategy at the bottom, even if I didn't sell the top, the pain that I experienced in 2023, even though the market was bullish, was unfathomable. So if you're gonna lose all your money right now, you're gonna experience the pain. So I think my bear market I already sat through my bear market. So next year is gonna be my 2023 where it just sucks. And then hopefully I make the right decision this time. Because this is 2 times now MicroStrategy pumped with Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes to 40K, MicroStrategy was at 50 bucks. $36K. I would be shocked if Bitcoin went down there. Like that would be basically the last chance for poor people like me to get in. I mean, I had multiple chances to get a couple of coins, but every time we go to the bottom, I buy altcoins. I bought Litecoin here or fucking Ethereum or whatever I bought. Then I don't even know what I bought. I don't even remember. I don't even remember what I bought, dude. Fucking Shiba Vax. You know, I mean, I guess technically if it went down to 30K, I would just buy Bitcoin at that point. I guess it's not impossible, man. It's not really that far away. Do you think that's possible? What's up, Moonbound? Should owners keep holding all the way to the bottom? I don't think you should hold anything to the bottom, man. You got to ask yourself, what's your risk tolerance? Could you hold Doge all the way to 5 cents? Because if it's a bear market, that's where it's going. I know it doesn't sound realistic, but I said the same shit last time and then it happens. Or the ultimate backup plan could be Litecoin because Litecoin bottoms pretty quickly as well. Litecoin bottomed right away and then it never went back to that price. And then Litecoin has the halving. So Litecoin could also be on the radar, depending on how low it goes. Because if Litecoin goes down to 30 bucks, scoop it up, ride it up to 90, sell it, and then buy Doge. What do we think about that? Sell Litecoin in the middle of the summer. Because let's be honest, chat. If you overcomplicate it, you get wrecked. Now, unfortunately for us, we overcomplicated it, but we got the time right for most of the old coins. We just got the fucking price wrong. So, if you see every time Litecoin bottoms, it rallies into the summer. I guess if it goes down to $30, scoop it up, ride it back to 100. And then sit in cash and wait for old season? We're gonna have to make a new plan, man. Because even right here, if I would have just bought Litecoin instead of whatever I did, I would have been better off. And who's to say that doesn't happen to people again, where they put themselves in such a big hole that it takes so much effort to get out, you know? I just find it so odd. Like, how could Litecoin go all the way back to $20, man? That's so low. There's so much more selling to come. Yeah, if it's really a bear market, we just started a month ago. That's what's fucked up. But what I'm referring to is like last time Doge topped out a year early or a month early or whatever it is, and it bottomed early. In 2017, that wasn't the case. It bottomed at the end. So we don't know what it's going to do. Mhm. Man, we actually got a sell signal. You have the tether dominance on the trend line. A lot of people are probably looking at this too. Mhm. What a fucking disaster. Brutal. There's no way MicroStrategy goes to 40 bucks, dude. You're tripping, cuh. Is that even possible? I guess it's not almost there, but The thing is, we didn't even start going down yet. So once Bitcoin starts really going down, then MicroStrategy is gonna go down. That's why I don't like that Coinbase isn't going down that much. I don't know. I think I would probably do Coinbase just because I don't know if like what if MicroStrategy is an overcrowded trade, and then it doesn't go up next time. Coinbase might not go up, but like it's Coinbase. So it's not going to go to zero because it's like an actual thing. MicroStrategy is just like a bunch of fluff. Don't they just keep making new instruments? Like at some point, Coinbase would go back up at least, and then maybe it goes on a big bull run. Because now Coinbase has been getting accumulated for 5 years. Yeah, Coinbase might be better, or not better, but maybe it's a safer option. Because you would have one of these where you have a bottom and then you go make a higher low, and then maybe everybody gets in and it runs to 1,000. Yeah, I guess that would be the option. Especially if ETH goes down too. MicroStrategy is down because it's being shorted. I mean, listen, man, you don't gotta overcomplicate it. It's almost doing the exact same thing as last time. It is like it's scary. So now it says we're about to bounce until January, and then it's fucking bearish till February. Then the bull run starts in October. I mean, that's that's what it says. That's what the 4-year cycle says. Bull run starts in October. That's what dude, like, if you really think about it, we just sat through, I already sat through the bear market. So it's like I could sit another year and then it's bullish again. It says MicroStrategy is going to $98 and then it's going to top at 1,000. But that's if it does the same exact thing. It's not gonna. What are the odds that we go back up though? None? 0% chance? Because you don't want to start adjusting shit. That's dangerous. Yeah, Chad, we're through the moving average, man. Never in history has it been wrong. Only, I guess you could say back. I mean, you can't even really say back here because it was still a bear market. I guess you would say this was the only time. But then you start looking at like the MACD and stuff, and it's just like, oh man. You even have a head and shoulders on the MACD too. Total cap never went above 4.3 trillion. I mean, the thing is though, like if you really look at it, this basically did what it did last time. It barely broke the high. Is this really how it ends, chat? Really? This is how we're gonna go out? Fucking empty-handed, huh? They always say this time is different. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not like looking for reasons to go up. Because I know how dangerous that shit is to just hope it's bullish and then go to zero. Like going to zero is the worst possible thing you could do. It's so bad. We go out learning nothing from our greed. He said just face it, everyone, we're going home. The only hopium is the fucking bear market only lasts 10 months left. There's only 10 months left. And 10 months ago, we were already prepared. We were already in a bear market. Bitcoin will go to 60K 343 days before the bear market reversal. It's already too late to sell. It's not, it's not though. That's where you're wrong, bro. There's no bottom. Like, trust me when I say this, for some coins, there is no bottom. So I know you think your coin is down and it'll bounce. Yo, EOS is still going down from 2017, man. It just made another low in October. So look at it this way. Let's say you had 100K and now you're down to 5K. You're like, you know what? I'm already down. There's no point. No, that 5K is going to go to zero. Whereas, yeah, I mean, 5K is going to be tough to get your money back, but what if you gamble that 5K micro strategy at 95 bucks and then it goes to now you got 50K back? At least at some point you'll get the 50K back, but if you go to zero, you're just never going to get the money back, you know? I mean, even the moving average is curling down on micro strategy. Yeah, it might be it, man. I mean, I just have so much regret. Even from March, if I would have just did nothing from March, I'd be in such a better position. There's just so much regret, and that's why I don't want to be saying the same shit in a year. Oh, I wish I would have just. Damn it, man. YJT for 2 says, just DCA Aster for 3 years. Thank me later. I appreciate it too. Aster, that shit's not even going to exist next market cycle, man. I'm telling you, these meme coins that just came out, they're not going to be around if we really go into this bear market, they're not going to be around next time. There's going to be so many more coins. This coin's already bearish. If it could get over 150, you could get a chance to turn bullish for sure. If you could get over 150, we're bullish. But until then, it's bearish, man. But I appreciate the two. Problem is when we get to sell signals on Bitcoin, the altcoins already went to zero. Yeah, I know. All those new coins are going to be like Sayatama. Yeah, exactly. Remember Sayatama? I don't know. I would be shocked if MicroStrategy went to 50 bucks, man. Is that even possible? It fell 85% from Bitcoin's all-time high. I don't think it's going that low, bro. I think fucking 70 bucks if you're lucky. That's where I would probably get in. Sushi at 46. This coin never went up. I don't know. I think the Litecoin play could work, honestly, depending on how low it goes. Because if Litecoin falls, yeah, even if it falls 70%, it goes back to the low. I don't know. I might gamble on Litecoin, honestly. Because look, this shit did a 5x. This was a 150%. So it's like get Litecoin at the near the low. The problem is where's the low? Because last time the shit bottomed super early. Still got a 3x though, from 40 to 110. Yeah, but dude, the tops are shifting over, I think, for the altcoins. This is the second time now where the alts didn't run with Bitcoin. I really think the next top for the altcoins is going to be at the halving. I honestly think that's where the top is for the altcoins, man. Welcome to the middle of the live stream. I guess I would need perfect execution again. Yeah, I guess Litecoin is the better option, honestly, because both times Litecoin bounced off the low. So what? I gotta come up with something, man. I can't just sit here and watch. What's the fucking plan, man? When Bitcoin breaks below the Gaussian channel, you gotta just short everything to oblivion. because it goes straight down. Both times it went straight down. Actually, all 3 times it went straight down. So I know that's a long way away, but at least it's something. So you know the bear market is almost over. When we capitulate through. See, I don't remember it being this long, but this was actually 4 months of accumulation. Holy crap. This feels like not long ago, honestly. But it was, we went sideways for 4 months. I don't know, do you guys think it's possible we go back up, or is that it? STRC until the bottom, 10% return. I don't know what that even is. Yeah, see, this is what's scaring me about MicroStrategy. I don't know what all of this stuff is, man. Like, is all of these instruments gonna hurt the pump next time? That's my question. This has a 60 billion market cap. I don't even know what this is. That's my only concern about MicroStrategy is there's so many instruments now. I don't know if it's gonna do the same run as last time. What about the theory that never drops below the price the new president comes in? That shit is not happening. What a disaster. The only way this doesn't end is if the bottom is in right now, and we keep saying that, and it keeps going lower, man. The tether dominance is on the trend line. We're already through the Gaussian channel. We're already through the super trend. We're already through the moving average. Yo, you guys know if we go any lower, that's actually like, you're not even going to get a chance to get out. It's just going to go straight down. So it's almost like you're gambling now, or this is your last chance to get out before it goes straight down. Should have bought Solana at $8. Yeah, I can't go back in time, man. BTC. I mean, dude, if MicroStrategy really went back to $40, that would be like a second chance. I don't know if it's gonna go that low, man. Like, how would it get there? Because we got to bounce at some point too. Like, it's not just gonna go straight down. At some point, it's gonna bounce. I think $60 is fair. Yeah, that's 90%, bro. All right, shall we build more charts? Let's look at my macro chart from 2023. I didn't listen, man. It makes me want to cry. It said get out in January, and I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah, but this chart says get out in June. I don't think this is correct. I think there's another yellow line here somewhere. Yeah, what if, hear me out. What if this is right? We get like the summer bottom in the summer, we get a fake bounce rally, and then we get the real bottom is here somewhere, and then the bull run goes from here. And the top is here somewhere for the altcoins. Obviously, the top for Bitcoin could be in November, but we don't care about Bitcoin. Dude, this chart is so old, man. It was wrong for Bitcoin, but it was right for me. I just ignored it. It was even right for MicroStrategy, dude. If you put MicroStrategy on here, look at this, dude. Look at this shit. Hold on a second. It was spot on for MicroStrategy. Yeah, maybe MicroStrategy bottoms in the summer. Yeah, the thing that's scary about micro... Oh no, that was Bitcoin. All right, chat. So what do you want to do? You want to start making more bollocks charts to prepare? Might as well. Might as well, right? Get an early start. This way I have everything done by January and we can just do nothing for 2020, whatever the next year is. Yeah, I saw something on Twitter that said like we're red on the year. We're almost red on the year. Yeah, I mean you could just see that the next candle is gonna be red, dude. Oh my God. Dude, you could just tell the next candle is gonna be red. Dude, we could get through this. I'm trying to be positive. Like, yeah, I messed up extremely bad, but dude, it's only bearish for 1 year. That's not even that bad. My bear market lasted so long because I bought fucking rubbish, but the bear market should have only been 1 year. And we just sat through a year. It was just November, and now it's November again. I gotta think positive. It's literally 1 year, man. And then it goes bullish for 3 years. So I gotta save as much money as I can. Right? You get two to three red candles on the 6 month. We got one already. Just two more. And then it's up only. I'm really trying to I'm actually trying to be so delusional that like I'm getting excited that the worst, because I think for me the worst is already over. Like like I already sat through a bear market. So if I just do nothing, then I'm essentially in 2023. But if I would have just bought the bottom in 2023, I would have had a great fucking run. But I lost all my money in 2023 buying garbage because it went down. But here's the thing, if you did the same thing in 2019, you lost all your money too. And like I get Ben Cohen's theory that the dominance could top soon, but what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't and it just goes like this? Like, you know? And then at some point you get all season next time. Would you be prepared for that? Like, what if we're doing this? That would be fucked up, right? Because the Fed is not going to do QT. They're not going to do QE right away. They do QT and then they do QE later. So the dominance rallied until they ended QT and then they did QE. So what if they end QT, bear market, then we get QE in 2027? How am I gonna get my money back, man? This is a disaster. It's just really sad because if I would have just stayed out in March, I would have been on cloud nine right now. And I just fucking ruined my life. It's all Kevin's fault. The second this guy showed up, that was the end. I'm prepared for Bitcoin another 4 years of misery. Yeah, but the thing is, man, that's what I'm trying to say. It's only misery for 4 years because the fucking altcoins go down forever. Bitcoin is only bearish for 1 year. So realistically, I already sat through my bear market, so my misery should be done, hopefully. I hope. I guess I don't know, maybe I guess it depends on how low Bitcoin goes, man. If it goes into the 30s, I might just buy that, honestly. Because at least I know, like, I'm guaranteed, like, I'm guaranteed to get my money. It might go to like 160 next time. Just a bunch of slugs about to get dunked in salt. Probably. I've been dunked in salt. I've been drowning in salt. Mm, What if we move Dogecoin goalpost to March? Listen, if I were a TA guy, let me give it to you straight. Let me pretend I'm not a Dogecoin influencer and I'm just a TA guy. You already completed a 786 retracement for Dogecoin. Not only that, but you also completed a bear flag breakdown. And the problem with this bear flag is it was right at the 618 retracement. So it's like, this is the most textbook bearish setup you can ever have, ever. I just didn't want to believe it, but it's coming true. This is literally textbook bearish. From the high to the low, 618 rejection, bear flag breakdown. You have a wick here, so at some point you got to come down here. Could we do something like this? I think this is the most likely outcome if this is actually a bear market. That's why I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm thinking to myself, well, what if I buy Litecoin at the bottom? Yo, Doge bottomed early too. That's why I think Doge could bottom early again. What if I buy Litecoin, sell it, and then buy Doge at the end of 2027? That could also be a fucking play. Because just like XRP, a lot of people said in 2023, I didn't want to believe it, but they were right. XRP made a new high and Doge didn't. It's possible that Doge makes a new high next time. What a disaster. Oh my God, here's another one said get out. Dude, oh my God. I can't believe I lost. I can't believe I was wrong, man. I didn't listen to my charts, dude. Son of a bitch. Ah, that's so frustrating. I don't see MRST moving like it did this cycle. Well, last cycle did a 10x. Ah, it's all right. We're gonna get through this chat. Half of you will be gone in 3 months. No, I think I'm gonna do Coinbase. I think my next theory is gonna be Coinbase. I think Coinbase comes back to 90 bucks. I get in, ride it up to 700. How do we feel about that, chat? Got accumulated for a year from June to June. It looks like Coinbase is showing more strength than MicroStrategy, clearly. But Coinbase is worth 76 billion, man. So if this thing goes down to $100, it's going to be worth like 20 billion. That's so cheap. We got farmed. Yeah, I got farmed bad. It is what it is. It's gonna be brutal, but I just hope if it's gonna be a bear market, we just go down from here. I don't want to deal with the bouncing and the fucking maybe it's bullish. Maybe it's bullish, maybe it's not. I'm not doing that, man. Just send it down so I can sleep peacefully, save my money for Coinbase, and just buy Coinbase next fall. Because you know what? It was just a fall, and now it's fall again. And the years are going to go by fast. And even if you didn't catch the low, even if you bought close to the low, you still got an 8x. So, John Carlo Riso for 5 says bots spamming the subs remains undefeated, signaling a bear market. I appreciate the 5. Yeah, it's true, man. Every time someone bots my subs, we go down. It's never been wrong. They did it again on November 8th. Remember? I even made a video about it. They did it on October 10th. They did it on November 8th. Oh my God, did we go down the next day? No, we went up first and then we went down. Yeah, I guess they tried to warn me and I just ignored it. They did it on October 9th. They did it on October 9th. They did it on November 8th. They did it on September 10th. I think that one was wrong. Well, I guess you could say this. Every single time someone bots my channel, we're always lower. Then we always go lower. And then the time before that was January 24th. Oh, Maron. Dude, you don't think that's a little bizarre? And then the time before that was December of 2021, at the end of November. Right here. So if they do it again, I'll let you know, man. It's 100% of the time we go down. I didn't want to believe it, but they actually sent me a Morse code. Mara now. Yeah, but that's why I'm worried about MicroStrategy. Oh my God, this thing is done, man. Yeah, but even Mara did a 10x. Dude, that's my biggest fear is buying MicroStrategy and then having it do this. Yeah, but this thing did a 100x, man. Yo, I think I'm gonna do Coinbase. I could already smell it. I can already smell it. That's why this coin didn't run this time, because it did such a big run last time that it only did a retracement. And MicroStrategy this time did a 30x, so it might just do a retracement. Coinbase didn't really go up that much. Yeah, it did in 10x, but it never broke the high from the IPO. Dude, I think I'm gonna stick to my gut. I think Coinbase does an 80% correction, and then that's the last time the poor people like me can get in. You'd form a Adam and Eve, high or low, and then the Wall Street's gonna pump this shit to a. It's Coinbase, man. Everyone uses Coinbase. Look at Robinhood. Robinhood did a 18x. Coinbase is better than Robinhood. It's tragic. You're talking about buying stocks. I'm just brainstorming because we just keep getting something different every time. And like, yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda bought Nvidia, but like Nvidia is now worth 4 trillion, man. And it's like you could have bought it here, and even if it goes down, you're pretty much back to where it was. So I don't think Nvidia is gonna go down. Look, the last bear market was 70%. This 70% basically puts you back to where it was. And we don't even know if that's the top. They might do one more little scam pump. Unless it just nukes like straight down, kind of like back here where it just fell off the cliff. But that's another scary thing. Look, Nvidia remained bullish throughout 2018, even though Bitcoin turned bearish. I'm telling you, there's going to be people that are bullish all the way down. I'm not saying the bear market's confirmed yet, but you're getting pretty close to it, man. Like you're getting so many signals that the bear market started already. You are. I mean, look at this dude. Look at this fucking dude. Look at this dude. I just don't know what the right play is because I have to be perfect. But then at the same time, if you see Ethereum at $1,000, it's like, dude, you have to buy that, right? If Ethereum's at 1,000, do you buy that, or do you say Ethereum's done? I feel like I would have to get a 2x, sell it, and then just sit in cash until 6 months pre-halving. So that's another thing too, man. The most money is made about 5 months before the halving. Yeah, but last time that wasn't the case. You can't. It's different every time, man. It is. It really is. And I really don't feel like making another chart. This chart I made early and it was correct for the old coins because this was the real top. But for Bitcoin it was incorrect. But it's a shame I didn't make it any further than this because I thought I'd be done by now. I don't know. Maybe I'll just play it safe. It depends how low Bitcoin goes. If Bitcoin goes into the 30s, I'm just gonna buy that and just call it quits. Stop doing this shenanigans with the buy this, traded for that. Bitcoin will be at 35K if ETH goes to 1K. Yeah, but then what about ETH BTC? That's the problem. Is that shit gonna make a new low now? Actually. Yeah, but dude, that's the problem, chat. Even if it doesn't make a lower low, look, if it goes down 38%, that's $1,500 plus Bitcoin goes down. Even if that is the bottom for ETH BTC. Yeah, but what if Mr. Cohen is true? I don't even know. I guess if ETH goes down to 1K, you just gotta close your eyes and get in, right? Dude, it's the number 2 cryptocurrency. How is it gonna go to 0? So many questions. Did we get a new high yet? No, we got a new low. Dude, if we go any lower than this for ETH, it's Goblin Town. Every time we've broken this level, it was Goblin Town. In October of 2024, 21%. In 2021, 27%. In 2018, 40%. 2019, 34%. The only time it wasn't Goblin Town was 2017. You fell by 27%. Yo, every time we break this level, we go down 27%, 20%. So if we go any lower than this, ETH is going down 20% to 2,300. So either the bottom is in right now, today, or the bottom is in 12 months. Because you just got your first sell signal. You haven't had a sell signal since back here. And unironically, that's where people are saying we are. And by the time everyone accepts it's a bear market, it's too late. I learned my lesson last time, I'm telling you, man. It's very possible we're about to go into a nasty bear market. If this sell signal stays there, I would have to say it's over. That's why I hope we just go down while I'm streaming. Because if we go down while I'm streaming, it's just, oh, what if it goes up? Oh no. If we just go straight down, it's like, all right, it's over. We know it's over now. I think that's going to be the most peaceful thing, is knowing it's over. So you don't have to keep checking your phone every 10 minutes because it's over. Bro is saying it's 50-50. It's not 50-50. It's like 80-20 right now. You're already through the moving average. You're through the Gaussian channel. And I'll tell you this, every time Bitcoin goes to the middle, it gets pooped out the other side. I got this from Crypto University back in 2022. Every time it hits this middle, it gets pooped out the other side. The thing is, though, every time it hits the middle, the bear market's halfway over. Which doesn't really make any sense because it just started. But unless you have some type of rubbish bear market, like last time, where the first low is really the low, then you make a new low at the end. You know? Oh yeah, but it takes a while. You don't just go straight down. Yeah, I take that back. If this is really a bear market, realistically, we'll probably go down to 80K, get a bounce in the spring, and then crash in March, April, May, June. Yeah, it might be a repeat of next. It might be a repeat of last time. That's why I don't know. The more I'm listening to myself, I'm not even. I'm obviously upset, but I just wish you can't go back. But like, we should have just entered a bear market from here. I would have been better off. I would have had more money. We would have had such a better setup. But like, the real pain was pretty much done by the summertime. So the next bull run starts a year from now, if the bear market started. Which I understand that's what the 4-year cycle is, but what I'm saying is 2018 was bad because it just did nothing. Like every month it was 5K. I remember this, man. Every day it was 6K. Oh my God, you know what else is bad too? The BBWP. Oh no, I forgot about this. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd rather just send it down. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather have it just be done. Just send it down. I can enjoy my life for a year. Buy in next October, November, and then that's it. Then it starts all over again. And the thing is, it's gonna go by quick because it was just November and now it's November again. The sad part is I'm fucking old now. I'm a lot older than 2022. Jeez. I think there's bots in the chat. I don't think so. Why are people so oblivious to it? Because we don't want it to be over. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather have it just be done. My money's already gone. Like I don't have that much. I have barely anything, and that's what most people think. Oh, I already lost it, so let me just hold it. If you lose that little peanut bag, you're gonna get fucking hosed. Cause I actually had $0 back here. Like I shit you not, I had a YouTube deposit. I got paid a YouTube deposit and I turned that into whatever I turned it into. I didn't get a single 10x this whole cycle. I think my biggest move was a 5x on $700. So the fact that I was able to do that, obviously I'm an idiot because I didn't keep any of it, but I should have never been in this position of just losing all my money on shit coins. Now I'm just gonna save my money. If Bitcoin goes into the 30s, I'll probably just buy Bitcoin. Honestly. Because that would be like, this would be my last chance. Like, I accept I'm never gonna be rich, but like, there's levels to life. Like, there's filthy rich, there's wealthy, there's average, there's poor, and then there's bankrupt. Last time I was bankrupt, I went from bankrupt to wealthy, even though I didn't keep any of it. And now I'm poor. So if I could just go from poor back to wealthy, maybe when I'm 40, I'll be a millionaire. But I'm not worried. I'm not, and you know what? Another thing too I learned from this cycle is I'm not basing my life around this shit anymore. Because I had a better life in 2023 anyway. Well, 2024 should have been good, but I threw it out the window. So this is how it's gonna go, chat. Half of you are gonna leave because you're gonna get sad, and I understand. Half of you are gonna stay. We're gonna do a channel rebrand, and I've accepted my fate. This is my life as far as my job. So I gotta rebrand. I gotta get new overlays, new thumbnails. I gotta start reading you the news. And next cycle, I'll be a big guy. Because I chose Dogecoin. Everyone's asking me, why do I cover Doge? I cover Doge because Doge is the #1 retail coin. And of course, when I'm in position to win, retail never comes back. So maybe retail never comes back, but maybe they do next time. We need to never forget how bad it is when it's bearish. I mean, for me, again, if we really go straight down from now, right now, I would probably be really upset for like 3 months because I'll accept like my life is fucked. But like after the first 3 months of the bear market, it's over unless you hold all the way to the bottom. Like if you just hold all the way to zero, then your life will be hell for the next 3 years. But if you don't, your life is only hell for 1 year because the bull run starts immediately. Like you get a 1 month grace period and then it just starts pumping. Even here, the bottom was in, it pumped immediately, then it came down, and then it started pumping again. The only time it was hell was back here. But I don't think we'll ever get this again because this rally was so big. That's why you had so much accumulation. This was such a small ass rally. But at the same time, this really isn't that much different. So we'll know that you have to be all in the market by September of 2027. So hold Bitcoin until September of 2027 and then swap it to Dogecoin. It's going to go by so fast. Dude, life is going by so fast. I just want to say, I went for a walk before. I look at this journey that I just went on, and it does bring a tear to my eye because it shouldn't be this way. I had everything I wanted, and it wasn't good enough, so I threw it all away for nothing. But I want to say, you guys were with me every step of the way. So even though people come and go, I know next year there's going to be a different batch of people. But for the people that stuck with me, man, I really do appreciate it. Especially in times like right now. Like I look back on the last 8 years of my life because that's when I got in. And it's just been brutal, but I made it that way. If I would have just bought Bitcoin, it would have never been so bad, but I made it that bad. And the fact that I have you guys to listen to me cope, like, yeah, I know I'm not the biggest YouTuber. Like, I'm saying it to myself, but like, there's YouTubers that didn't even grow at all. Even though they made good content, they didn't grow. Like, I grew a little bit. So, I do appreciate for those of you that came with me, whenever you came with me. Maybe you showed up in 2021. Very few of you did. Maybe you showed up in 2023. Maybe you showed up in 2024. But the reality is, this is the life that I chose. I can't get upset. I'm actually getting a little bit excited now that we're going down, bro. Like, I just want to get it over with. The worst part about the bear market is when you start saying, oh, maybe we can go up. Maybe we can go up. Like, now if we just keep going down, it's like, all right, it's over. Save your money. Come back in 10 months. It's not even 12 months. It's 10 months. This year went by so fast. Next year is going to go by even faster. But I do, I appreciate you guys watching me every day because if I didn't have you guys, I really wouldn't have anything, and I don't think I would make it, honestly. Because like at least I can come on here, and even though it masks the pain, at least it masks the pain. Because, it's tough. I'm not saying it's tough for me, even though it's tough for everyone on YouTube, but it's tough to grow on YouTube. I think a lot of people view bot, honestly. The fact that we had zero metric or whatever bench shit is, where there's like nobody here. The fact that there's nobody here, like, that gives me optimism if they come back next time. And you know what else I learned too, man? You never know how life is gonna go. Unfortunately, back here, I remember I was saying it in my head and I said it on stream. If I could just get to this number, I'll be happy. I got to that exact number. Literally, it was like it was pre-programmed in my life. I got to the exact number I wanted, and then I said, nah, not enough. Nah, Squidward. Nah, I need 3 million. So now I have my new number. It's significantly lower than back here. But you want to hear the flip side, chat? I was watching my old Doge video and I said, holy shit, that guy's fat. Now I look good, baby. Sup, toots? Not just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just trying to be positive. Nah, I do look good though. Dude, I was watching my Doge video. I look like somebody plugged me up with an air pump. Hold on. Let me show it to you. Look at this dude. Sup, toots? Cries and crypto losses. Yeah. I mean, listen, I just hope we go down from here. If we go down from here, I'll be happy that my pain is over. First comes the pain. How does it go? First comes the pain, then comes the marriage? Or am I delusional? Then comes the baby and the baby carriage. First comes something. I already sat through my bear market. I literally sat through my bear market, dude. I've been in a bear market for a year and a half. But the thing is, in 2022 was the bear market. I was doing pretty good. It was this where I ended up coping. So for me, if I can trick my delusional brain into, I already sat through this. Now next year is going to be the coping. But this was the best year of my life. So do you think next year is the best year of my life? Because this year was the worst year of my life. There's no question about it. It was 2018, but I'm giving it the nod. I would go through 2018 again. I would never want to come back to 2025. I don't think there was one moment where I actually felt good. Maybe it was like Mother's Day, because I went out with my family, and that was when I got to see my well, whatever's left of my family. And I had all the money back because that was when we had the bounce. That was when the altcoins retraced. But that was the top. I remember sitting at the table looking at my phone like, let's go, baby, I'm getting my money back. And that was the actual top. It was all downhill from there. So if I could just trick my brain into cope where this year is going to suck for everyone else, but this year already sucked for me. So I just sat through this. So next year is going to be this, and then 2027 will be. All right, let's see, yo. Let's see what we could do, chat. Do I make health content? Yeah, I do healthy food reviews if you want me to link the channel. I try healthy foods. Yeah, let me drop the link in the chat if you guys want to see my healthy food reviews. My videos are made. My videos are already made. So it's going to look like I'm excited. I'm not excited. I've never been doing worse in my life than right now. I guess technically that's not true, but it's pretty close. I guess it depends on how I get out of this. But I hate saying what was I gonna say? Oh, the videos I already made like 4 weeks ago. So if it looks like I'm laughing, I'm not laughing. I'm gonna end the stream, I'm gonna go cry. I'm gonna go for a nice long walk. I already did 6 miles. I'm about to do another 4. Go cope at the ocean. And try and be delusional. I gotta just be delusional, man. Tell myself, listen, you already sat through this. My bear market already happened. Just gotta save my money, buy Bitcoin. If Bitcoin really goes into the 30s, then I'll be fine. I would be shocked if it went down there. I would be shocked if it went down there. But it's not impossible. But if it does, that's really the last chance for the poor people like me to get out. Even if it goes to 40K, you know? Because, like, every time we go down, yeah, but dude, 38K is only 70%. I said this before, every time we get a bear market, the bottom is getting closer to the previous bottom. So, I don't know how many more bull runs are left, chat. Yeah, maybe it does go to 40K. That's only 50% from here. It's 48K. Yo, I'm getting excited now. No, I'm just kidding. This is gonna suck bad. Yeah, 70% is 36K. You really think it goes down there? I guess if it goes down there, that's my last chance. I'm just gonna buy it and live my life, literally. I'm gonna do next cycle. I'm gonna be the biggest grifter ever. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think we'll see 75K. Yeah, 36K is low, man. Dude, every time people say the bottom is in, the bottom falls out. I'm like chat, I'm genuinely telling you, as someone that made that mistake last time, you don't want to go to zero. Do not find reasons to be bullish. You're breaking every single bull run support has been broken. Like, I know the TA gurus are saying we could go here, we could go there. Brother, there's no more bull run support. It's over. You broke the moving average, you broke the super trend, you broke the Gaussian channel. If we bounce back up to 104, then you just had the biggest bear trap in NBA history. But you're banking on an anomaly at this point, you know? I'm just I think I accept my fate, bro. I can't do this meme coin shit again. Well, I guess there's a time to buy meme coins. It's like the fall of the pre-halving year. But all of these meme coins are gonna go to zero, man. Look at Bobo. Bobo was bullet. Yeah, look, pre-halving year right here. This was the only time of the bull market, man. Man, I don't want to do this nonsense. Just send it down, dude. It does it does look like this though, I'll tell you that. It does. But like, dude, the stock market's not even falling. So what's gonna happen? Yeah, but what about our Coinbase theory? You guys don't think our Coinbase theory could come true? Buy Coinbase at 80 bucks and then just let it ride? I'll have to do some research. I guess we got a lot of time. So many YouTube grifters have done the bottom is in, last chance to buy. I mean, listen, I don't even watch YouTube. I'm talking about on X. If I go on X, it's 50-50 know-it-alls. It's 50-50 bearish, 50-50 bullish. But like even I mean, I'm not an analyst, but like, come on, man. Even though I need it to be bullish, I'm not gonna tell you it's fucking bullish. And I say that with a F-bomb on accident, but like every time we break these levels, it's a bear market, man. Every single time. So why is it different this time? Because we didn't make any money? I personally think the top should have been here. Honestly. Like I watch my Doge videos from 2 years ago and they all say the top is right here. It's just I said $2 and it never went up. So that tells me that I'm not a total jabroni. I'm just like half jabroni. Like if I applied myself, I would be good. I know that if I actually was not mentally unstable, I would be a decent trader. It's just I suck at trading because I'm too emotional. I'm like a little girl, like a 10-year-old girl or a 10-year-old boy. We don't want to be misogynistic. Any 10-year-old. I just associated with, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not defending myself. You know when they say that, you're acting like a girl back in the early 2000s? If I wasn't such a whiny bitch, I would be good at trading. I just suck. But I look at all my videos and they all say this was the top. And I said, nope, I need to be a millionaire. Damn it, SpongeBob. I will never be a millionaire, but I don't need to be anymore. I just need my money. Just a little bit of money. Because the best year of my life, I had no money at all. Zero. So I got to make it work. We got to make it work, chat. We're buying Coinbase at 80 bucks. Last call. Dude, my neck hurts. The back of my neck hurts. I'm buying Coinbase at 70 bucks, chat. I'm riding it up to 800 for 10x. You called the top with the Trump coin? No, I didn't call the top, bro. My analysis was a blunder. The top was in October, not January. It's just it's disappointing that my charts told me to get out back here and I ignored them. But I don't even care about that. Even back in May, dude, even if I would have just gotten out, even if I would have just taken some money out, you know, I wouldn't even be upset because I would have had a decent even if what are you gonna do? You know, you can't do anything. But that's where you're wrong. Because you know what's going to happen is people are going to keep working, they're going to keep DCAing, and they're going to just get baptized. Dude, the baptism didn't even start yet for some people. I've already been born again, baptized. I just got baptized in the last 2 months. Full-blown Christian. No, I'm not Christian. I guess if I had to be, I would be considered something along the lines of that, but that's besides the point. I got baptized, so my sentence already has been served. It's gonna be bad though. Like there's a lot of people here now, but like once we really go down, people are gonna start leaving. That's why I hope it is kind of like 2022. Because actually, you know what? There was a decent amount of people in 2022. You guys stuck it out in 2022. But remember, for those of you that did stick it out, we were trying to find reasons to be bullish, and it went all the way to zero. Now you're going to see people do the same thing. Nobody wants to be bullish more than me, I promise you. But I even accept, bro, it's time. We should have bounced 3 days ago, and we didn't. So if we magically teleport back up, then fine. But I'm not going to come on here telling you, wait for the teleportation. I'm planning for this. If we go back up, we go back up. But I'm planning for down here now. Because if ETH goes any lower, you get a 27% drawdown every time. So unless we get a God candle back up. But the difference is you can't say that it's guaranteed to happen. I just want it to go down, man. Like, just get it over with. Stop with this footsies. Oh, stop. Stop. Stop bouncing. It bounces, then it goes down, then it bounces. Just send it down. If we get 90K, there's not a big bounce. It's cooked. Yeah, but bro, we already said that at 103. I got fucked up because I took a long, even though I really messed up bad. But like, dude, you know what I realized? I just keep saying that, and that's because the market just keeps going down. So, does it look like this? Yes, it does. I acknowledge that it looks like that. But, like, this was a year ago. So, if this ends up happening, you're now creating, like, a super cycle. Which, even if this happens, the altcoins are going to zero. So, it doesn't even matter. Yo, Bobo's about to go back to where it came from, man. Like, I cannot, like, you guys need to understand this. Let's just say, for this set example, it's a super cycle. The altcoins are still going down. So there's no point of holding them. Even APU, man. APU is coming to my box. Maybe I'll take a stab at it there. Maybe APU bounces to 30. I could get in, then get out. That could work. You think that's worth a shot? Get in at 36, get a big bounce, and then get out? If we really are cooked, everyone will pull their money from Wall Street for a decade. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Nobody in the fucking world wants it to be bullish more than me. I need it to be bullish. But you got to start accepting it at least. You guys have, and not you specifically, but people have been calling me a bottom signal the whole year, and we've done nothing. Like, we have done nothing but bleed. You guys have to understand that the whole retail bottom thing, those people are gone, man. There's nobody here. If you want to wait until Sunday, listen, maybe we get a teleportation device back up to 100K. If that happens, bull run is back. But you need to prepare. That's all I'm saying. Just prepare for the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, we go back up and there's 1,000 coins to buy. Worst case scenario, you don't do anything and the coins go to zero. So if we do deviate from the cycle finally, the 4-year cycle, and we get a super duper ooper cycle, then so be it. But even if we're right here, listen, even if we're right here, the altcoins still made a new low by over here. And this was 2 months away. Which I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we have another bearish sign in March. So you would have to make a new all-time high before March. Does this even look like it's possible, chat? Now we're moving the goalposts until February. I don't see it. I think if we get back over 103K, then you could start saying bull run. Until then, that's all she wrote. I honestly think this is isolated manipulation. Yeah, the stock market tops out after Bitcoin. The S&P topped in December and Bitcoin topped out in November. And it's November right now. And then even back here, Bitcoin topped in January, and the stock market tops a month after Bitcoin. So by the time the S&P is going down, it'll be too late for Bitcoin. But listen, I'm gonna say this again. I am not an expert. I'm not an analyst. An analyst. If we end up doing this and we break away from everything, then so be it. There's nobody on YouTube that wants this more than me. You will not find anyone on Earth that wants this more than me. But I'm not going to come on here telling you this is the base case anymore. Because that's dangerous. And I know that's on X. I see that everywhere, that exact cutout. People are saying that's where we are. If we can get back over 103, you got me on board. I'm with you. Bullish. But like every time I check my phone and I say, oh, maybe we can bounce, we just keep going lower. I think someone sent me a super chat. Someone sent me a super chat before. Josh B for 5 says, I guess it's actually over. One crunch wrap on me. I appreciate the 5, man. That's awesome. I mean, listen, if we get a magical bus, a magic school bus bounce back up to 105, then technically it's not over. Look, you can see the trend line. We got to bounce right now. If we bounce literally right now and the bottom is in, then you could say we're back. But the problem is making that your base case because our base case was 104. We broke 104. I'm not going to keep moving the goalpost down to 74,000. If we're below 104, it's extremely bearish. How bearish? 30K bearish. If we get back over 105, then you could say, all right, bear trap. Bear trap. If we can teleport to 105 by Sunday, which by the way, today is now Friday, you got a shot at the bottom. That's crazy to think 94, we are extremely bearish. Well, if we go back up from here and we get back over 105, then you just had another big move. But another big bear trap. But we broke the super trend, we broke the moving average, we broke the Gaussian channel. Could it be? Listen, I also have to tell you this. Every time indicators have worked, they haven't worked anymore. So could that be what this is? Sure. But I think it's dangerous to say that it has to happen. That's the difference. But again, if it's Sunday and we're back at 100K, golly, they got them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. But what I'm saying is, some of these coins are going to continue to go down, even if that happens. Like, look at this coin. Look at this dude. Landwolf just made a new low from November. You know what else was a big red flag? When Kata got hacked, man. That shit only happens in bear markets, dude. I'm telling you. Just a mudslide. I guess Crow never went up either, right? Oh, the bots did get in here. Yeah, how'd they get in here? Why does it have to be Sunday? Because the candle closes on Sunday. And listen, I'm not going to come on here telling you that I know. But if we close below on Sunday, it would be the first time in NBA history where you would close below the moving average and still be bullish. The last time, okay, it would be the second time. The last time that happened was 2012. So if that's what ends up happening and it's just a fluke, then so be it. But every time you've lost this moving average, it was a bear market or you went down big time. So except for back here. So what I'm saying is I'm not going to come on here every day trying to find reasons for it to still go up. There's a decent chance you're right here. January 2022. Because the top here was November. It just happens to be that the super trend was also right when you broke, and the Gaussian channel was also right when you broke. So it's almost like almost doing the same thing. But I do have to say that I'm not gonna pretend to know. I know there's a million better YouTubers that know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm not one of them. But I can tell you this, we've broken the support that needed to hold, so you can't just keep saying, well, maybe it'll go up. Like at some point we have to go down. And because of the amount of money I have left and everything that has happened, I can't afford to just keep saying, well, maybe we'll bounce, maybe we'll bounce. If we bounce, we bounce. But if we don't bounce, there's no bounce coming until 30K or 40K. That's not true. You'll probably get a bounce around 80K because then you'll have to trick people to thinking it's still bullish. But I'm just trying to tell you, beware of the people that just keep moving the goalpost to the downside. My goalpost was 104, man. I don't like this. This is not good. Unless the Fed is trying to force it down. I'm telling you, bro, there's always, you gotta watch out for that shit, man. How do these bots keep getting in here? You're right. This was also the cycle where Bitcoin knew all-time high before halving and ETH didn't hit a new all-time high. Well, technically ETH did hit a new all-time high. But I think we talked about this in a couple months ago. I don't think Bitcoin, I don't know if that's relevant because remember last time we broke the bottom? Like we broke the all-time high when people said that wasn't going to happen. But you got to understand this, the bear markets are getting smaller. So at some point, it's only a matter of time before the bull run accelerates, you know? That's why I said I think the shit is moving around because if we're being honest, this was the really only time people made money. The majority of people. I know some people made money. Some people made money here. I didn't make anything. I made a lower high on my net worth. My net worth topped in here. So at some point, I'm pretty sure the all-time highs are getting closer. Right? This all-time high was 1100 days from the top. This one I think was way far. 1200 days pretty much. So the next one is probably going to be smaller. Probably 900 days. Which again, the halving is there again. The halving is like here somewhere. I don't even know where the halving is actually. I don't even care. But one thing I'm not doing, I'm not overcomplicating it. That is what my new theory is, man. Because I made a million theories. Technically, if I would have listened to them, I would have made out okay, but I didn't. I'm not making any more crazy theories, man. I'm keeping it as basic as possible. Basic bitch. We broke the super trend. We broke the Gaussian channel. Once we get back over them, I'll be like, all right, what's the plan? Until we get back over them, the plan is I got to get ready for Coinbase to go to 70 bucks. If we bounce back up to 103, so be it. Bullish. Do I think there'll be a Christmas pump? No. I'm going to zero. I didn't see this much low as the last 3 days as before. Don't go to zero, man. I'm telling you. Even if you have a little peanut bag left, it's not worth it. Yo, we got three red dots, man. Chat, we got three red dots. Last time we got two. Coinbase will go to $38. This guy says I'm holding my Giga stack until it goes to zero as a fuck you. Oh, I thought he said fuck you to me. Gotcha. Jimmy Jeets for two says, look at other dominance. Lovely egg. Appreciate the two. Other dominance doesn't exist. It's a black hole. Yeah, I thought this would have been the bottom. Honestly, I was hoping maybe we would have just gone up from here. But look at the bottom for bear market in 2022. It was all the way back here and it still went down. Oh my God, dude, the bear market bottom was here and we still went down. It's actually exactly where we are now. Yeah, this is only relevant if it's a bull market, man. But like what happens if this breaks down? You ever think of that? What if it breaks down? I know it sounds weird to say, but like dude, we needed to bounce already. That's the problem. It's not even like we need to bounce. We needed to have bounced yesterday. That's the problem. Ben Cohen sold. Is that what he said? Jimmy Jeets, I appreciate it too. I mean, like, nobody wants to go up more than me, but dude, every time I check, oh, maybe this is the low, it just keeps going lower. And you keep getting these candles that look like it's the bottom, and then it goes down again. And this is what I hate. Because if we bounce, it's like, yo, we're back. And then it goes down again. This is why crypto sucks. It just needs to get it over with. I already know if we do this, it's going to be like, oh my God, I have to FOMO in. And then it goes down again. Because I get it. I understand. Like, I wanted to go up more than anybody. The hopium is, yo, look, we're forming a bottom at the super trend. And then the bottom falls out. Oh, it's so frustrating, man. I've accepted my fate. So we'd have to start looking at a couple of things. One, is the moving average outdated? And the super trend. Are we saying that these indicators are outdated? Maybe they are. I'm not saying they can't be. Maybe they are. I'm just letting you know that you'd be betting on an anomaly. But anomalies have happened before. This is stupid. It never even felt like we had a bull run. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know more than anyone, man. It's the worst. If this is really how it ends, it was the worst. My worst nightmare came true. But the same thing happened in 2021 where half the coins didn't go up and it's like, oh, it can't be over. And it was over. So we're gonna take it for what it is. If it's Sunday and we're back at 104K, you just saw an all-time bear trap. But if we're even lower on Sunday, you probably have to accept it. If we're lower on Sunday, I appreciate the feedback. That's my answer. You gotta do what's best for you, Lord Narwhal. I count 6 wheels. Soul Meme screwed alts. And Trump coin put the nail in the coffin. I'm just asking. No, I know. But I don't know how to respond to that. Some of these altcoins don't have lower highs. That's the problem. Colin said that Bitcoin might cross 100K multiple times. You can make your story on my story is no different than anyone else. I have the same story as everyone else, man. I was bullish until yesterday. Yeah, the moving average was a big deal, man. I know some people might not think it means anything, and maybe it doesn't, but for me, that's a big deal. And the super trend is a big deal too, where we just tagged it just now. So if that's the bottom, then that's the bottom. But I mean, we already moved the goalpost now from 100 to 94. What I'm saying is, if we break 94, then the new goalpost is 91, then 85, and then by then you get a bounce. It's like, oh, I told you that was the bottom. If we bottom right now and then we just teleport, fine. That's great. But I'm not going to make that the base case. Because if we don't and we just go even lower, you got to accept that at some point that it's over. Still no death cross. Yeah, I don't know anything about the death cross. Yo, it's not even just me though. It's like now whenever someone points something out, it just doesn't happen. The death cross didn't even happen yet. So I guess at face value, if the death cross marks the bottom, you're gonna have to accept that the moving average and the super trend and the Gaussian channel and everything is invalidated, which maybe it is. Like I'm telling you, I don't know. But I'm not gonna make up a fallacy because I want it to happen. What would I love? I would love for us to do this and then move back up by December. Then we get old season and then it's hip hip hooray. But I'm not gonna tell you that this is happening because this is dangerous. It can't be this free for shorters. Nobody eats for free. It's not. You'll be surprised at how many people are still saying we're going to the moon. Like we got to drop this idea that everyone's bearish, man. The 50-50, it's half the chat is bearish. The other half isn't bearish. What do I think? I think anytime you're below 103, you run the risk of a bear market. Absolutely. If you get back over 103, it's not a bear market. But we have to also look at this and say, this is screaming at us that the bear market is knocking on the door. Because by the time you reach the bottom, you're already deep in a bear market. We're not at the bottom yet. So if we're going to bounce, we got to bounce 2 days ago. Because by the time you're down here, you're already deep into the bear market, man. And we're almost down there. It's going to take another couple candles. But these are 5-week candles. So you're telling me in 10 weeks, you'll know if it's a bear market or not? The coins will be at zero by then. What's up, Chris? Welcome to the end of the live stream. The monthly cup and handle measured move is 127. You've been on the phone for Coinbase for 4 hours? Nah, you're just trolling, bro. You're just trolling, man. There's no way you're gonna go buy OXT. Dude. I'm seeing some news. People are freaking out. MicroStrategy sold a load. I don't know if that's true, but every time we go down, there's FUD about MicroStrategy. The same thing happened last time. They were all saying Mike, whatever the guy's name is going to get liquidated. We had a big capitulation. The bottom was in, and then it did a 30x. So the lower I would say this. I have to learn starting tomorrow. Listen, if we're in a bear market, we're gonna have plenty of time. And whether you guys like it or not, for the altcoins, my bullshit charts ended up playing out halfway. So they were half right. So the only reason it was a waste of time is because I didn't listen to them. If I would have listened to them, I would have been fine. So I got to make some new bullshit charts for myself because I actually am under the impression that if we break 74K, that is going to trigger the capitulation for MicroStrategy. Because MicroStrategy bottomed super early. Even though the bottom was here, like if you bought here, you kind of bought the bottom basically. And I think this was when we broke the liquidation price. I don't even think there is a liquidation price. Not the liquidation price. The average cost or some shit. So I think when we break, or if we break 74K, that is when MicroStrategy is going to go vertical to the downside. Yeah, I guess if that shit hits $50, I got to get in. Just hold my nose and get in there. Yeah, maybe I'll start. I should put a buy order at $70. But I have to do some research because I'm not 100% confident in MicroStrategy just because there's a bunch of new instruments now. That's the problem. Sailors said they're still buying. The discrepancy on their holdings is likely from a transfer, not a sell. Yeah, I don't think they are. I don't think they ever sell. Christopher 10 says Litecoin's holding up pretty good. What does the LTC BTC chart look like? Because Bitcoin's going down and Litecoin's going up. I appreciate the 10, man. Yeah, Litecoin is also one of my plans. If it's a bear market, then Litecoin is going to 30 bucks. I think you're seeing something like this where it kind of does nothing. But that doesn't mean it won't go down, because in 2022, you can see it really didn't do anything until it capitulated, and then it snapped back. So if it's a bear market, even if Litecoin BTC does nothing, it could be forecasting that Litecoin isn't going to go that low. Because if it spikes up, but Bitcoin goes down 50%, Litecoin would only go down. Actually, if this happens, I don't think Litecoin would go down at all. It would just go down to like 60 bucks. It's possible that LTC, BTC pops up to prevent this from breaking down. Kind of like XRP did in 2020. What year was it? The bear market for XRP was over in June as well. So we could get a quick, if it is a bear market, it could be quick for something like Litecoin. Because the bull run technically started for XRP in June of 2022. It never, oh well, I went down there in January, I guess, but you still made a bottom. So you could get something like this for Litecoin. It's very possible. Or even this. Remember how Litecoin or XRP bottomed super early? And then everything else went to zero? I think that's possible if we see LTC, BTC bounce. But make no mistake, Mr. Chris, if this is a bear market, there is no stopping Litecoin from going back down here. Because Bitcoin's at 94K. Let's just assume it goes to 48K. That's 50%. That puts it down here, 30 bucks. So it's possible that it makes a double bottom and then snaps back. And then next market cycle is the big alt season. It's very possible. That's why Litecoin is one of my options. Because I'm thinking, if we really get this bear market, man, I might buy Litecoin. If it goes into the 30s, I might just get in. Because it's very possible that it snaps back. And then I basically get everything back pretty much. Not really. I think if you're going to hold regardless, Litecoin is probably the place to be. Because if it's a bull market, then Litecoin would pop. If it's a bear market, Litecoin will go down, but then pop. I would imagine Litecoin probably stays in this range. I would be shocked if it broke below $30. Now, if Litecoin BTC goes down, you better run for the hills. Because if LTC, BTC goes down 30% and then Bitcoin goes down 40%, you're down 70%, which is not good. So I think for now you might be okay, especially since the halving for Litecoin is usually the following year. But I'm also understanding that the market doesn't really function the way that it used to. In 2018, everything went down unanimously. This time around, the shit went down the whole time. And then in 2021, some coins bottomed in June, some coins bottomed in November, some coins just made a new low 3 years later. It's very difficult to gauge. But because of Litecoin's strength, I would really be shocked if it did go below 40 bucks, 30 bucks. Which is why I have the same stance on Dogecoin. Dogecoin is holding up. No, it's not holding up, but it made a top a year ago. So do we really expect it to just go down forever? If the if the top is in and Bitcoin goes to 50K, that would put you back at the low, just like Litecoin. I would be shocked if Doge broke this low. I mean, if it does, I guess Doge is going to zero. But I would kind of be expecting something like Bitcoin Cash, where you had a retracement, then you went back to the low. But that's so bizarre because Bitcoin Cash didn't even run at all. Bitcoin Cash is holding up very well, but that doesn't mean it's going to stay up forever. If we really go down, Bitcoin Cash will probably go back to the low too, or maybe even like 200 bucks. But you got to give credit to the dinosaur coins. Even though they did shit all bull run, they're holding up better than everything else. So maybe the next market cycle, the dinosaur coins. Well, XLM did okay. But I mean a 5x, even if you DCA'd, you probably broke even. Just an atrocious market cycle, man. I guess it's not even guaranteed to go up because it didn't even make a new high again. Dude, XLM never made a new... Yeah, I'm done with the altcoins. If we really go into this bear market, I'm done with the shit coins, man. I've accepted my fate that I'm never going to be rich, but I just don't want to be broke anymore. There's a difference between being broke. What did I say before? Rich, wealthy, poor, and bankrupt. I'd rather just get back to regular wealth and just pretend to be wealthy. Because, man, imagine going around next cycle and still not making it. Like, every time we go to another cycle, something is different. It'll, like, literally, it's different every time. The only thing that's not changing is Bitcoin going up. So I guess at this point, I have to accept my fate and just buy Bitcoin. And then you're going to have people in the chat say it's not going to go, it's not going to go up. But at the same time, you know why it's important? Because yes, the returns are shrinking, but so is the downside. So at some point, Bitcoin is going to be a stable coin. So it's like if you could just secure X amount of Bitcoin, you'll never be poor. That's what's going to be interesting as to what happens. Like, do you think at some point Bitcoin just becomes a stable coin? You just got to pick the higher end altcoins. Like what? Ethereum? I mean, you bought Solana. If you bought Solana at $10, then yeah, you did good. But if you didn't, I mean, a 14x is great. Yeah. If you would have bought it at 20 bucks. But like outside of Solana, that was the only obvious one. Everything else, you had to go digging for shit. That's why for me, I can't like I can't afford I already couldn't afford to be wrong this market cycle, but next market cycle, 1000% I have to get something. And I can't afford to gamble. I mean, maybe if Ethereum goes to 1,000, I might have to gamble. But even here, it's like, yo, look at this. The returns are just shrinking. What if it doesn't even make a new, what if it doesn't even go up next time? Is that really the fucking market cycle, dude? Did we even make a new all-time high? Oh my God, what the hell, man? What a disaster. You're pretty high on Link? Yeah, respectfully, my brother in Christ, Link didn't even go anywhere. You don't think if we go down, that Link isn't going to go all the way back to $7? Again, listen, if the playbook changed and the moving average is irrelevant now, then so be it. I'm not going to be able to predict that. If this is what we're forming and we're forming a fake bear trap, nobody wants this to happen more than me, genuinely. But even if this happens, you still have until December to figure something out. But my question is, at what point do you say we're not going up? For the bulls in the chat, at what point do you say we're not going back up? Like what price? Think long term? Bro, I've been here for 8 years. That's long enough. Now we're not going back up. $70K, $90K, $80K. Question is, will we get some type of bounce? I mean, at some point we're gonna bounce, yeah. So you guys are saying 70 to 90K. What about Cohen's death cross theory? It's happening tomorrow. Yeah, if we get back over 103, I think you got a really good shot at a bull market. It doesn't have to be black and white with me because I'm not an analyst and I'm not trading. If we go back over 104, I simply say, all right, what's the move? But a lot of these coins are going straight down right now. Oh my fucking God. Dude, yo, you gotta be careful, chat. What happened to Mochi? I'm so sick of this shit, buying these garbage pails. I'm done. I'm not, next bull run, I'm not even going on deck screener. It was a good try. Chill guys, done, new low. Moodang's about to break down. Baby Doge chat, Baby Doge broke the low. Imagine holding Baby Doge for 4 years just to do nothing. Oh no, it didn't break the low yet. It's getting close. Remember my Bob token? Look at it now. New low from August of 2023. Michi's at 74. Like, if it is a bull market, the bottom should be right now. Right this today. The bottom would have to be today. And that's pushing it because we already broke everything. Keycat's coming down too now. My Samo has been dropping for a year. Yeah, Samo's been going down for a while. 90K could be the bottom. Why today? Well, I guess technically you could say the bottom could be anywhere. But according to historical data, the bottom needed to have been in already. If we bottom right now, fine, so be it. But we got to get at least over 96. Because you can't have a sell signal in here and then say, yo, we're going to the moon, baby. Like, you've every time you've gotten a sell signal, you've gone down. Even if you want to say here, you still went down 15%. I think the only time you got a sell signal and you didn't go down was right here, July of 2013. So at the bare minimum, you got to get rid of this, which is 96 and change. If we literally teleport back to like 102, I could see it because like you probably have a lot of people just say bear market because we get a close below the moving average. But if we close near it, like 102, 101, then you leave the door open for still having a bear trap. But we're not even close to it right now. So like if we go back up to 101, you'll probably have a bear trap because this moving average is 101. But I mean, again, like that's already moving the goalpost. That's why I'm not telling you to do that because it might be wrong. But like, at what point do you say we're not going up anymore? Like, chat, every single time this bull run, we came to this exact point, it was the bottom. So now if we go even lower, you want to say, yo, it's still bullish. That's why I would say if the bottom is not in right now, then there's no bottom. And this is already moving the goalpost. But like the whole bull run in 20 whatever year this is, you held the super trend. Once it broke, bear market. Same thing in 2012. You held this super trend the whole bull market. Once it broke, bear market. Same thing for the first one, with the exception of this. So it's like, yo, if the bottom is not in right this second, then there's no bottom. It's going to be down here somewhere. And this is already moving the goalpost, but I am openly telling you that this is hopium and there's nothing more to it than hopium. Because we're through this, we're through everything else. So let's give it time to play out. All right, you got to manage your portfolio however you see fit. I'm not telling you what to do. If we could get back over 102, then you got another bear trap, I think. I can see that there's so many people talking about the moving average that if we close right below it at like 101, people would still say that it's bearish. If we go back to 101, it's probably a bear trap. But if we're still down here tomorrow or like in 3 days, it's not a bear trap, man. You got to at least get near it. Because in 2021, you got around it here, right? You closed below it, and then the next candle we went up. So if we go back to like 101, I can see the market trying to trick people, and it would still be bullish. But we're not at 101. We're at 95. We have a freaking sell signal. So if we can get rid of the sell signal and go back up to 101, 102, I could see the market saying, haha, tricked you. But that's hopium. That's deadly hopium. I'm not making that the base case. The bottom would have to be in right now, and then we would have to pump right back up to 102,000. But if we break this super trend, historically, it's over every time. Because look at this. You could say that it wasn't over here, but you still fell 20% and we stayed over the moving average. If we fell 20% from right now, we're already below the moving average. It's over. So if today is not the bottom, then there's no bottom, I would say. Subway for 2. I appreciate the 2. I appreciate the 2. So you're telling me there's a chance? If I were going to be a grifter, that's what I would tell you. I would say the bottom's in today. Big bounce coming over the weekend. Going to the moon. But like literally, look, you hit this super trend, you hit the super trend, you hit the super trend. You think you hit it one more time. Yeah, somewhere here. Hit the super trend, hit the super trend, hit the super trend. I mean, we're going back to 2013 now. So if today's the bottom, so be it. The bull run survives. If we go any lower, it's over. And that's already moving the goalpost because the goalpost is up here at 103 and it says it's over. So that's the little piece of hopium I'll leave you with. Just try and protect yourself if you can. If you can't, to do whatever you want to do. But we'll leave it there. It's time to go for a cope walk. So, as always, I appreciate everybody coming by. If you could subscribe. Did we get any subs? Only one. Wow. Nice. If you could subscribe to the food channel, I'll post a link in the comments, in the chat. We're almost at 500 subscribers. And we'll be back tomorrow. As always, we have to stream every day now till we... Well, now we accept we're never making it out of here. So I guess I'm just going to stream forever. But appreciate all the support, all the super chats. As always, none of this is financial advice. And listen, if this is how it ends, we're gonna have to make some new plans for life because the plans I had are scrapped. But is it really that bad? I guess only because of the outcome. Did I see Ben's video today? I don't know. Maybe. He said the dominance is going up, right? We'll be back tomorrow. None of this is financial advice. Enjoy your day. And I appreciate the support. Bye.